A righteous protection.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel, WWE 2K24. Today we're going to talk about AI attributes. I get tons of questions about it. What do they do? Do they work? How should I adjust them? I'm going to give you a brief little run through. And then at some point in the future, I'm going to do just like a full-on breakdown because these tie in directly with sliders, which is why I think some of y'all have issues with stuff not working the way that it works for others who adjust both. Like one of y'all that have just the sliders adjusted and be like, why don't my matches look like yours? Because you've only got the sliders adjusted. You've got the default AI attributes and attributes in general. So definitely not going to be good. But let's run through this real quick. So maybe you can start adjusting some on your own, and then, you know, not too far in the future, I'll do the big breakdown, big explanation. Might even make that a stream so I can answer some questions and stuff. So all it is you got to look at it like you are designing how the person is going to perform. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like for me, I like combos. So for people that have good combos, I'm going 100. You can work off of 50, like you don't have to quite go 100 with everything. But that also depends on what you got your sliders and all of that. How are they balanced? What's the numbers for those, right? That plays a big role. So just think about it. You know, if you want combos, you want to see them do combos, turn your combos up. You know, submissions. Very few people spend the majority of the match doing submissions. So be careful with that. That's why I keep mine low. Unless somebody like Kurt, I'll turn his up some. Because you don't want the whole match. I mean, unless you do. But yeah, you don't want to see people that shouldn't be doing that going for a lot of submissions. Light strike, I always put on 0. Because I prefer, especially my combo enders, I prefer those to either be heavy attacks or grapples. So like with AJ, I want to see more of his combos in with heavy strikes, so I go a little bit high with those, and then of course the grapples. So especially if you are a combo guy like me, you got to think about these 3. Well, actually these 4. Your light heavy strike, light heavy grapple. Think about your combo enders. Which type of ender do you want to see more often, right? Okay, now think about when they are just standing face to face. What type of attack do you want to see more often? Do you want to see a light or heavy strike, or do you want to see them go for a light or heavy grapple, right? Okay, hold on to that too. Let's open it up a little bit more for you. You got to think every single position, every possibility where there can be a light or heavy strike or a light or heavy grapple. Now that can be standing, that can be opponent grounded, that can be running attack, that can be Irish whip rebound, that can be in the corner running attack, corner leaning attack, rope leaning attack. You know what I'm saying? You got to think all the opportunities, all the different positions that these 4 attacks are applicable. See, at least with the combos, you know that's standing front. That's why I go 100. When my matches, when my AI, when they standing face to face, I want to see a combo most of the time, right? Now, just because it's on 100, no, first and foremost, these are not absolute. So if you put it on 100, it's not going to be, you know, the whole match of combos. If you put something on 0, that don't mean you're not going to see it, right? So keep in mind these 4, light and heavy strike, light and heavy grapple, and all of the different possibilities where these 4 moves can be done. Which move do you want to see more often? That's how you need to look at the way that you balance your AI attributes, right? I think that's the big part that a lot of people miss, because you're not going to see just one type of move the whole entire match. Like, you could turn everything down and turn heavy strike up to 100, put everything else on 0, and you're still not going to see. Even if you do the sliders to balance that, you still wouldn't see just the whole match of nothing but heavy attacks. Like, especially with in-game guys. Calls this year are a little more responsive to the way you adjust these. Keep that in mind. Now, let's ride down here. Okay, now we talked about those 4, light, heavy strike, light, heavy grapple, and how whichever ones you turn up higher, you're going to see done more in most positions. Now, you'd be like, you ain't got your ground, none of that? No. Even, this is what I'm talking about with these, with 0 not being absolute. Even with these on 0, he will still do whichever of these 4 is the highest. So heavy strike is the highest. So guess what is going to happen? Even with these on 0, you will still see him do the knee drop or do one of the heavy attacks on the ground. Even though this is on 0. But because this is up and because in my sliders, the strike is up. Just keep that in mind. Like I said, we will go way, way deeper into detail with that in the future. Like environmental strike, I keep that down because I don't want to see a bunch of that. Only for certain people. Your dives. Think about your dives with the light heavy strike, light heavy grapple. I'm going to keep beating that into your head throughout this whole video so you keep it in your mind when you make your adjustments. What do you want to see? Do you want to see diving, your diving strikes, or do you want to see diving grapples? I keep my dives for AJ. I really don't care to see him go to the top. Maybe once, maybe twice, right? So that's on 5. Now, springboard, what do I want to see? What do I want to see out of his springboard? Who is that? What do I want to see out of his springboard? I only really want to see him do one, the springboard inverted DDT, right? So I got that on 25. Don't want to see AJ go to the outside. Limb target, you can adjust this for certain people that are going to work a limb, but depending on how you got your light and heavy grapples tuned and where you have those limb target attacks, not just the limb target attack action itself, but moves that damage that limb in your grapples. So, might not need to turn it up. Running attack, I have yet to verify. I've been trying to verify whether this plays a part in the super multiple Irish whips per match. I don't want to say it doesn't. I don't want to say it does, but man, I've adjusted stuff up, down, left, right, and inside out, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. So if you got somebody you want to see running attacks, especially, you got to think about not just running attacks standing, but rope rebound attacks, and you run attacks to the corner. And that, of course, ties back into which type of running attacks. Your light heavy attack and your light heavy grapple. Blocking, I try to balance my block and my dodge. AJ is going to definitely be dodging. He's not a big, big powerhouse or a giant, so he's not really going to be doing too much blocking. Weapon usage, I typically keep on 50 for everybody, unless you got like some ECW hardcore dudes, then you can turn it up to 100 and have a blast. Possum pin attack, be careful, because they still don't go for the possum pin attack at a good time. They'll just go for it when the bar fills up enough to get it. Instant recovery, Lord have mercy, turn that thing to 0, -12, -20. Like, man. Because they would just keep on and keep on and keep on doing it. Your ring escape, I typically reserve that for heels that, they trying to get out the ring real quick. That doesn't have any reign over throwing somebody out the ring repeatedly like they like to do, so don't worry about that. And of course, your pin combo tendency. This one doesn't half work. You turn it on 100, they still, and that drives me crazy, especially for fisherman suplexes. and Northern Light suplexes. Those two. Like, those moves are pointless without the pin. The pin is really what makes that move what it is. So, turn it on 100. But yeah, man, that's it. I mean, it's not that complicated. You just got to spend some time. As with doing any type of adjustments, you got to spend time going back and forth, changing things and watching matches. Unless you just are 100% like me and you like what I like, then you can follow mine. But, outside of that, you got to do it yourself. I know it's aggravating, time consuming, but it's worth it. The end product is definitely worth it. So, yeah, man. If you find this video helpful, hit that like button for me. If you're new to this channel, man, you definitely want to subscribe, man, because I be dropping all the gameplay jewels to help you out. We'll probably make a stream out of really going in depth and explaining how to balance these with your sliders. So look forward to that here sometime in the near future. But yeah, man, hope this helped y'all out a little bit, at least give you a little better understanding. But you know what it is, fam. Keep it real, live righteous.